Hello everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I thought I'd start with that clip from yesterday. This has got to be the rainiest May that I've ever remembered. Literally, the heavens opened and it came pelting down. And then this morning we got up quite late because we had a cooked breakfast. And then we decided to go round a walk round a country park. So I took a few photographs that I thought you might like to see. It was much brighter. I did take a coat this morning, but in the end I just walked with the jacket sort of undone. It was quite muddy, but it was really lovely. And we walked for quite a distance. And then we sat and had lunch in the car. And then I came home and decided to get all the washing out on the line. Now it stayed quite nice and sunny for a little while, and then just as I got the lawnmower out, had done part of the grass, it started raining again. My husband then got all the washing in for me while I quickly put the lawnmower away, only to then be out sunny again. So I've got good news about my taps. So the little technique that I did yesterday where I soaked the lime scale with vinegar has clearly worked, because then I used a 2p coin and chipped it all off. No harsh chemicals, no nasty cleaning items, just white vinegar yesterday, soaked it with tissue paper, and today I used the 2p technique. So thank you very much to the person who suggested the 2p technique. So it was M Faircloth. I just now looked back through my posts, the comments on my video. M Faircloth suggested this technique with the 2p coin, and I was rather shocked. Literally just chipped off in lumps. I hope it's okay to wash it down the sink, because that's exactly what I did. Let's hope so. So now all the lime scale is off all off my taps, apart from maybe a little tiny bit on the back that I can't quite get to. So my first job in the garden was just to pick up piles of weeds and tidying that I was doing from the other day. And if you can also see around my stone ornaments, the grass has started growing in, so I wanted to cut that all back. I also am allowing the grass to grow a little bit in the second section of my garden, so you'll see that I put a pathway through there. I wanted to sweep up and tidy up a little bit on my patio. I am a bit frustrated at the moment because of my broom. I haven't repaired it yet, and I don't have another one which is suitable for my patio really. The other one I've got is like massive and not really very good. Maybe I'll get that if I get any birthday money. Maybe I'll treat myself to a nice brush. There's something about like certain things, like I like buttons for example, and there's certain brushes that I like. Weird but true. So you'll also see here I just tidy up the weeds again, that I'd been pulling all the weeds out from around my grapevine and also clearing up all the ivy. And then you'll see that I cut the grass. So in this section I'm trying to keep this grass much nicer. Ideally I'd like the grass to have no weeds in this front section. So I have all my plants around the outside. My hedge needs to be cut back and then have all the grass like nice. And then in my next section, that's like my wildlife section. And then my third section is where I grow my vegetables and fruit. There was panic. You see I stopped for a minute. That was because my daughter was telling me how I don't have the grass collector thing on the back of the lawnmower. But I didn't want to, because the grass has been cut fairly recently here. And so I didn't want to pick up the grass. It was such a small amount. I was just quite happy with it lying on the grass. Then you'll see where I put a line in my grass in my wildlife area, and then when it started to rain and I had to rush back in. And then you'll see me sorting out a bit more jobs in the garden. I then tidy up around my stone ornaments, cut it all, get all the weeds, and then I brush it all to make it neat. I do a bit more tidying and sorting up on the patio. Then I get the lawnmower out again. So you'll see me do that. And then right at the very end, you'll see me put all the washing out again. It's nothing like doing jobs twice, is there? Right, so a few comments from my last post. So Lizzie from Wales, she says, "Hi Emma, I'm guilty of keeping all my daughter's Sylvanian toys for over 35 years. Much joy at being had, introducing them slowly, bit by bit, to her 3.5-year-old daughter. Oh, I bet you sit and play with her. That's so nice. She's loving so far the canal boat and car and hospital. We still have the tree house, school and bakery. Also loads of Sylvanians. They have fared very well after such a long time. I'll be very interested in the best way to store them. I think we'll end up keeping them all. I think it's also lovely. I bet your daughter loves that, seeing you get them all out and you having toys at your house for her. I think that's really nice when grandparents do that. I mean, when I used to go to one of my grandparents, there was never any toys, never any games. There's not really been that much by way of toys and games for my daughter either at her grandparents. I'd love that. I'd love if she ever has any children and come round my house and me have loads of her old toys. Right, chaos organised. I'm clearing out a vintage greenhouse and enjoying your premiere as I do it. Wow, vintage greenhouse. Sounds like my idea of heaven. You helped me do the garage on Saturday. Also, you sorted all the garage out. Well done. Much love to you and this great community. Oh, thank you for your post. Tracy 4 says, oh, your daughter helping you with the bathroom sink is so sweet. She's a mini you. Thank you. Kitty Cookie. Yes, that was Kitty that asked about the doll. Oh, I'm glad you liked the story. She says it was me that asked about the doll. What a lovely story. I just love little dolls and I have Sylvanians as well. And lol dolls, and I'm 64. I'm part of a group actually on Facebook, which is all about doll collecting and people of all ages. I replied to say in the dining room when I sorted out my cabinet if whether people saw the Sylvanians. Most of those are actually mine. Sharon, mummy, vinegar does work, but best to soak some tissue with it and leave it wrapped on the taps overnight. I've seen where you can put vinegar in a little bag. Now I was going to try the vinegar in a little bag if the 2p coin didn't work, but good news, the 2p coin did work. Miss To Do, that sounds like a good name. Always stuff to do. Miss To Do list. Hello from Germany. I love watching you cleaning and decluttering. The efficient German in me thinks you should always bring a trash bag in the room to save you some time. Maybe it helps with quicker decisions about some things. Have a nice Sunday and have a lovely birthday. Thank you very much. And I asked where in Germany Miss To Do was from, and she said she's from Bavaria, living between Nuremberg and Munich. Now, I went to Bavaria a few years ago and my daughter sang a song in the Bavarian woods. I can remember she did a little performance in a concert not too far away from where we live. We went up the incredible castle, Neuenstein Castle, and I didn't quite realise what a workout it was going to be. Absolutely incredible. That's the true Disney castle. That really is. And when Miss To Do said about the efficient German in me, that made me laugh, because I can remember being quite young and being in Germany on holiday, and I was with my mum and dad and sister, and we were waiting for a train. And we stood waiting and we looked up at the board and they said that was due. And we were waiting and we were waiting, and suddenly we realised that in Germany all the trains are early to ensure that they are perfectly on time. And the train we wanted was sitting straight in front of us. Not like in England, where the trains are always late and the buses arrive 3 at a time. Right, Elizabeth Hardy. Now, this is an interesting post. I think people have different tastes, so this is why I think it's an interesting post. So Elizabeth has said, buy a nice washable living room rug. Your wee lassie can eat and play on it. You can wipe it and wash it if it gets dirty, and get 2 green and grey cushions and a new lamp. A TV stand, and put your green throws over the back of your couch to show the fringes. I'm not telling you to do all this, just a wee bit of advice. Love your channel. Love it when you hang out. Your lovely washing always looks so fresh and clean. Love from Scotland. Thank you very much for posting, Elizabeth. I very much appreciate all comments. In terms of my rug and my lamp, not everybody's taste. Completely get that. They are probably 2 of my favourite items in my whole house. The rug is a vintage rug, as you can probably see, that came with the house. And the lamp, I bought that from the Worcester Festival, if anybody cares to look that up. It's a really sweet little village festival. Me and my husband hadn't been married long, and we bought that from that festival, and it's West German, and I love West German pottery. Video games historian. Happy birthday and well done on your declutter journey. I started decluttering just after 10:30 this morning and sat down at 7:20 this evening. Oh my goodness. Trying to get this house in order after months of running around, sorting my family out and neglecting our home. That sounds like you've had an amazing inroads there with a whole day. Just don't overdo it, will you? Video games historian. Just don't overdo it. And someone, Linda, dropped me a note to say there's a wonderful cafe across from the Trevi Fountain. So thank you for that. I'm going to look out for that. And Spooky Little Bat says, I've had a whole saga with Limescale myself, but every failed experiment is a learning opportunity, and I've gradually been absorbing more knowledge on it. Acid dissolves limescale, and the acid in vinegar isn't the strongest. And so she goes on to explain different types of chemical, like Harpic, for example, whether it's acidic or alkaline. Very interesting. The really good thing about these posts has created more chemistry discussions in our house. Talking to my daughter about how the vinegar reacted to the limestone and why a 2p coin might be good. Vixie Stixie says, do you use your big lamp in your lounge? I'd love to see the shade all lit up. We had to replace the Dyson battery. They do wear out. Thank you for the video. You're very welcome, and thank you for the comments. Yes, I do use my big lamp. I use it much more when it's sort of at the end of the summer, really, and we go into autumn and winter. But during the spring, summertime, it's all dependent upon the light. If it's nice and bright, we don't use it. But if it starts getting a bit dingy and dark, then we'll put it on. Karen said, visit the Vatican and Sistine Chapel as soon as they open before all the hordes of bus tours arrive. Now, I've been told that Rome is the busiest that it's been for 25 years. I'm not a lover of queuing, and certainly not a lover of queuing in the extreme heat. So we've got tickets. So we're booked in at a certain time. And then Brooke says, your daughter's sweater is so cute. Who is that character on it? Thank you for your comment, Brooke. I told my daughter that you said that you liked her sweater. It's actually like a sweater dress. Long sleeves and comes down to about her knees, and it's got a cute little squirrel figure on it. I wish they had them in my size. I'd like a sweater with that little character on. I wanted to tap you on the shoulder and ask you where your basket was when you were putting things underneath your sofas. I would say though, they were I think they were only laptops and devices and one book on Italian road maps. The Italian road maps I didn't want to put away because it's being used all the time. And laptops, obviously work laptops, home laptops, school laptops. There was an American woman I used to follow, and she liked to put lots of papers and such under her bed. That made me laugh and made me think of being a child. And when I had to tidy my room up, my mum says, right, you know, your room's got so bad, you need to go and tidy it up. What I would do is I'd grab loads of things and shove as many things as I possibly could under my bed. And then when I got to about 14, I can remember a situation where my mum had really had enough. And my bedroom was really untidy. And she came in and she opened the window up and she picked up everything from the floor, and I mean everything, and she threw it all out of the window. And me being, I was very well behaved. And sort of very into my studies, and very rarely would have answered back and was never a problem. But I can remember saying to my mum, and I can remember thinking how cheeky it was, I just said, well, it can stay out there and it's going to rain. I'm not going to get it in. Went, you are going to get it in and you're going to go and get it in now. I can remember that. Robin Daniels said we had Queen Victoria Day long weekend in Canada last week. Which long weekend do you have this week? So today is the bank holiday. She goes on to say, I thought you'd have a Queen Victoria Day as well. Do you know, I think that's a great idea. We should suggest it to our government. I think Queen Victoria was quite an incredible royal. So I'd like that. But no, sadly, we don't have a Queen Victoria Day. This bank holiday was originally a bank holiday that we had for Pentecost. And then I think in the 1950s, it was moved to the end of May. So now we've got a bank holiday at the beginning of May and a bank holiday at the end of May. Thank you for a great video. I just want to admit here that my kitchen needs a good tidy. How are you getting on? Have you managed to do it yet? I'm sure it'll get sorted out very quickly and easily. So while I'm doing all this, my husband is making me a birthday cake. So I'm going to look forward to eating some of that tomorrow. And my daughter's been helping. So they've made a birthday cake. Then they've made some separate cakes which are suitable for my daughter to eat. And he's made some flapjacks. So you can see I managed to get quite a lot done, even though the weather was all a bit random. So I've decided on Saturday's video, I'm going to be setting that as a premiere. And from 10:30 to 11, I will be live chatting to anybody who's free in this community. So if you're not doing anything, if you've got some spare time, that'll be from 10:30 to 11 o'clock GMT. So I guess that's about 6-ish in parts of America. That's what I was hoping. So it's a suitable time for people in America and Canada. Then that'll be a suitable time for people in Europe and suitable for people in the United Kingdom. The only thing that I was thinking, that I think like Italy and other parts of Europe are 1 hour ahead, so it might be a little bit too late. But I'm going to see who's available. Last time, that was just, I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I didn't even realise there was a live chat function, and I was chatting to a few different people that are online at the same time. And that was really nice. Really nice to just chat to other people who follow and are interested in the same sort of things. So look out for that. So that'll be set up as a premiere video, and that'll be from 10:30 to 11 o'clock GMT this next Saturday. So as the sun came out again, you can see I'm putting all the washing out again. It's quite frustrating, isn't it, having to do it twice in the same couple of hours in the same afternoon, but it's just one of those things, I guess. So once I get that all out on the line in the sunshine, I then have a little sit down and relax for a minute. And I do this recording. So if you've got to the end, thank you very much for your ongoing support. Thank you very much for your comments and for your likes. I very much appreciate all your ideas. Thank you very much for your suggestions on my house, my storage, cleaning techniques. Super. And a big thank you to M Faircloth, who resolved my problem with my taps. So enjoy the rest of the bank holiday for those of you who've got bank holiday today. If you haven't, then I hope you enjoy the rest of the week. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!